What's going on, guys? Welcome back once more to another episode of So You Want to Be a Powerlifter. This is episode 7 of the series, and in this video we're going to talk about what to pack and how to prepare for meet day. The first most important thing you should think about is the length of a meet. For anybody who's never been to one before, never competed at one before, they can be up to 8 hours or longer. So very important, and high up on that priority list is going to be food. Make sure you pack some food to eat that day. Generally, you don't want to be eating anything you don't normally eat, so you don't want to be eating somebody's whack homemade fruit banana loaf, and you don't want to be bringing a 4 liter of milk and your leftover Chinese food, unless, of course, those are the things you eat intra-workout regularly. Also important is to make sure that you stay hydrated throughout the day, so bring lots of water or Gatorade. I prefer Gatorade because I'm a carb whore, but do whatever you do, just stay hydrated. You also want to bring caffeine. If you use that intra-workout, post-workout, pre-workout, whatever the hell supplements you're on, bring them. And also maybe some extra clothes, depending on where you're going and what the meet is like, where it is, what time of year it is, whether it's in the frozen north of Canada. You might want to bring some extra clothes. It can be cold and sometimes in these venues, and if you're between lifts for a long period of time, you got long flights, there's delays, whatever, bring some sweatpants, bring a hoodie, stay warm between events, keep yourself bundled up. And lastly on the checklist is mobility stuff. So you want to make sure that if you normally roll out with a lacrosse ball, if you got some sort of crazy looking sex toy type thing you use to crack your upper back in 7 different places, bring it. Bring your bands, bring your foam rollers, all that stuff. You can't expect the venue to have that. So if it's something that you require before you lift or that you need to use so you can warm up to perform better, make sure you have that on you. Another really important thing to bring to a meet, if you can, of course, is going to be a handler or a coach. You can't overvalue the benefit of having somebody experienced at a meet with you to help you run through or to help put you through the motions. You want to make sure that it is potentially somebody that you've trained with before, somebody who knows your lifts, and somebody who's going to shoot you straight. If you go out there and you squat and your opener looks like if a fly landed on the bar, it would have crushed you, you need somebody who's not going to say like, oh yeah, man, awesome, let's definitely go up 10 kilos. You don't need that. You don't need somebody blowing smoke up your ass that day. You need somebody who's going to say, hey man, that looked pretty slow. Maybe we shouldn't take a big jump. Basically, you just need somebody who's going to be honest with you. It can be really useful even just to have somebody to run your attempts to the table for you. Some federations don't have what's called an expediter. Now, an expediter is going to be somebody who comes up to you with a clipboard and says, what number do you want next? If you don't have one of those and you're competing in the IPF, a lot of times you need to get that attempt card in within 1 minute of completing the previous lift. So it can be really valuable to have somebody to come grab that card from you and run it over to the table once you have it filled out. So even if they don't know anything about lifting, they can take a piece of paper from you, give it to the table. That's going to be a big help. Another really beneficial aspect of having somebody there with you, especially if they know your lifts or know how you train, is going to be to get some eyes on your warm-ups. Now you want to make sure in the warm-up room, nothing's looking funky or off or slower than it should, because you need to catch it early if you want to change your opener and be able to adjust your game plan if something is going wrong. So again, really beneficial to have somebody there with eyes on your warm-ups. Now the last thing, the most important thing, something I can't possibly overstate, is that you should never, ever forget your legless underwear. All right, that is it for today. The next video is going to be about rules and how the meet runs. Make sure to stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in along the way so far. We will see you next time.